If you are a follower and you're thinking of learning how to lead, or maybe you already started, this video is for you. Hello my beautiful subscribers, Rasa the dancer is here, and I know a lot of you followers would love to learn how to lead, some because would feel like you're having more dances on the dance floor and you don't want to wait out till somebody asks you to dance. You might want to just ask somebody else to dance and just keep dancing. Some of you just love the experience. It's a different feel when you're leading. It could be many reasons, but some of you are maybe wondering how to do the whole thing. Do you attend classes? Do you just pick it up as you go along? Do you just watch somebody do it and you try to copy? Well, don't question anymore. This video is for you. I will give you very important information, and some of it I do expect you to follow. This sounds very harsh, but I promise you this is a very, very important video for any follower who decided to lead. First, let me start with this. I've been leading almost the same time that I've been following, in Salsa, Bachata, you name it. And one of the reasons that this happened to me is because I stayed in beginner's level, literally beginner's level in Salsa. I stayed at 6 months. Now, I was very serious about my learning. So I've learned everything there is as a follower, and then I started helping out the teacher in the beginner's level, just beginner's level, as a lead, and that's how I started. Then later in my progression, I progressed very quickly because I have very, very huge fundamentals. I had a mentor. I didn't go out on my own figuring things out. I actually had a mentor all the way through my dancing as I was growing, who actually asked me constantly to be leading at the same time as I was learning how to follow. And my mentor, Nikolai Vigneswaran, he gave me all kinds of techniques and advice, and we had constant conversations about these things. So I didn't just randomly learn how to lead. I had mentorship. And then on top of that, I've been teaching in general as a lead in congresses, festivals, all around the world, you name it, for over 20 years. So I kind of have a wide, I say this not to brag, I say this to tell you that I have a lot of experience, and the things that I'm about to mention, I truly believe they are important. I don't say that what I say is, God sent and that's all that there is, but some things are universal or at least worth consideration in terms of your progression. So now let me get into it. I wouldn't say that there's one way of learning how to lead when you are a follower, but I would say that it doesn't hurt to actually attend classes. But this is what I do recommend. Go to beginners classes, then go to the improvers, then to the intermediate, and then to the advanced. Now what happens is, as a follower, if you are, let's say, an advanced dancer. As a follower, you're doing great, you're a woman who can follow anything. What happens is you can actually by default lead. If you're a high follower, you can by default lead some of the stuff, because it's you already probably tried a few times with your friends. You already memorized which the leader has to go and all of the rest. So by default, if you're an advanced follower, you already can lead a little bit. Now that's where it becomes a problem. Then you skip the beginner's level because you can do basic stuff already in your mind, right? You can lead, and you had feedback by your friends that you're doing great. You're leading better than most leaders. I'm sure you've heard it. And then you skip maybe improvers, or maybe you do a couple of lessons, and then you start doing more interesting classes for yourselves. You pick up these moves and you lead, and you're having fun, and all is good. Well, you're getting great feedback by a lot of people, but at the same time, you're missing out on so many things. You're missing out on fundamental techniques. You're missing out on somebody to pointing out on you that you're not doing it. So you know how, for example, as a teacher, I keep telling everybody, you need to keep your posture, you need to keep your posture, you need to keep your posture, okay? Then I go to somebody else's class and they say, can you please correct your posture? I teach this, but I need somebody to fix mine, because what we say and what we see is not always what we practice all the time. So it's not just knowing the techniques. You need to go to these different levels, starting from beginners, because you need somebody to point this out to you and say, this is a different posture as a lead. Followers and leaders' posture is different. This is a different frame. So this is the number one. If you are learning how to lead, you have to make sure, to my mind, you do at least a couple of different classes in beginners, at least just to brush it off, different kind of techniques, and then see how much you need to be in which level. But just don't skip it all thinking, well, I already know a little bit, because you're skipping a lot of fundamentals. This is another thing that is very important. If you decide to lead and just do it for fun with your friends, it's fine. Like, nobody cares. It's your friends, right? But if you're actually doing it properly and you're asking random people to dance and you go to congresses and you want your leading to be actually good, then you have to take it with the same approach as you ask another leader, a man, when he asks you to dance. You expect him to be at a particular level, do musicality, do this, do that, whatever. And it's not good enough if at least a little bit of it is lacking. We are judgmental. You know we are. We want them to have a great frame and, be not rough, but yet not too soft, and this. And imagine how you think about the leads. This is what is expected of you. Now, usually, because if a woman is trying to be a leader, we get it slide, because it's already impressive that we can lead. You know what I mean? Because we've been doing following all this time, and we're leading, and it's working, and we already been, well done. You, for yourself and for respect of other leaders, you have to then, if you're doing it with the friends, again, it doesn't matter. But if you're actually trying to do it properly, then you have to think about yourself leading as you would think about the man leading you. So whatever criticism you would give that man, you have to give it to yourself, and you have to take your leading with the same approach. So then I think it's fair enough. You will do the right thing, because you will be analyzing yourself as you're analyzing the other man doing the leading, and then you will do the right steps to achieve the things of what you think are important. Now, without being too philosophical, let me give you also a couple of things that you need to focus on if you're leading. First, of course, going to classes and making sure you're learning the right techniques in the style that you do. Secondly, you have to focus on your frame and your posture. Leading is different frame and posture than it is following. Now, if you want me to make a special video just for that, to show the difference in postures and different things, I'm happy to do that. Just leave a comment, okay? But this is another thing. You have to remember, your posture and your frame is completely different when you're leading than when you're following. Then you have to pay attention about the space. You have to pay attention on the dance floor, how big or small the steps are, because now it's your responsibility when you're leading to protect the follower. And of course, very important point that you don't realize maybe very often, but you have to make sure that your follower is comfortable with you being in their space. You have different kind of scenarios, okay, here. First, you have some people who don't care whether they dance with a man or a woman. But not every woman want to dance with every woman. This is not right or wrong. We all have our preferences. We all feel a different space where we are comfortable. You shouldn't get insulted. You shouldn't say anything bad to that person as well. You should just keep that in mind, that everybody has a different space where they feel safe. So as a woman, if you come and you want to lead another woman and you're becoming a lead, this is your number one priority, is to make sure that that person is now safe in this environment. Do not immediately approach them in sensual bachata super close. You have to get to know your space and see whether that's actually okay. You have to make sure that you are protective of their comfort, and you have to see, how we talk to the guys and say, you have to sense, you have to kind of try small and then see whether they like it and then try. That's now your job. So fix the frame and your posture. Go to the classes to learn the right techniques. Make sure you mind the safety of the dance on the dance floor, smaller steps and protective. And the most important thing, make sure that your follower now, who you dance with, are safe. And that means do not think that just because you're a woman, everything is okay. Okay? Not everybody likes the same things. So your job is to assess the situation and adapt to the person you're dancing with. Now you decided to lead, you have to act like a leader. I made such a serious video, but guys, in general, besides all of these points, leading is fantastic. It's a different satisfaction. Everybody should do it. Just do it right, just do it right. But followers are usually naturally very good leads because we know how it feels. So if you do it right, you can become fantastic in no time. Just pay respect to the leaders around you and do it right. Leave a comment if I missed something out or you have something to contribute. This channel is for you all to learn, including me. So make sure you leave a comment. Of course, subscribe if you haven't yet. Show me some love. I'm working hard here to give you good content. And I'm gonna leave you with more videos where you can check out how to behave on the dance floor. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Mwah!